Gentlemen of the press, I am constrained to address you on the above subject, which is the unlawful imprisonment in the property belonging to myself and my wife, Honorable Mrs Funmilayo Tejousho, and the eviction from the same property situated at 3A Sasegbon Street, Ikeja, GRA, by agents of Lagos State government. Not out of any joy or excitement, but simply to put the facts straight in the public domain. I have heard and read so many things in the social media and the conventional media that are substantially untrue. Let me first of all say that as at now that I am talking to you, my wife, who is an honorable member of the Lagos State House of Assembly, is just on her way from the official assignment of the Lagos State. It is on record that she is spending her 14th year serving this state. I am sure it is no more news that my wife and I, along with our children, have been forcefully and brutally evicted from our home and rendered homeless by the government after days of torturous siege on our residence due to no fault of ours, but out of what I consider sheer political persecution and uncommon vendetta. Let me quickly lay the facts bare to correct the falsehood being peddled by the government to justify their unlawful acts and outright violation of our rights. During the administration of former Governor Bola Tinubu, the Lagos State government adopted the federal government's properties monetization and redevelopment policy by offering several of its properties to public/civil servants occupying same for sale, as well as companies' other redevelopment schemes. This monetization policy was continued by the Babatunde Raji Fashola government, as a result of which several officials benefited, including the present chairman of the Lagos chapter of the APC, Chief Henry Ajomale, who is a friend of mine. I just mentioned him just to show that it wasn't just civil servants that benefited. This monetization policy, in furtherance of this policy, my wife and I, being the present occupiers, were equally afforded the same opportunity of acquiring the property, which we chose to do through a company in which we have interests. This company, called Debam Mega Solutions Limited, by a letter dated November 21, 2008, addressed to His Excellency the Governor of Lagos State, Debam Mega Solutions Limited sought the concession and approval of the Governor to acquire the right of occupancy over the property at 3A Sasegbon Street, GRA, Ikeja, Lagos. At the time Debam Mega Solutions Limited sought the concession of the Governor, the property housed a dilapidated and abandoned structure. Further to the said application, and by a Lagos State Government Ministry of Housing letter dated March 26, 2010, with reference number MHEST/627, the Lagos State government offered to sell the property to Debam Mega Solutions Limited at the ultimate agreed purchase price of 150 million naira, which was an equivalent of $1 million at that time. This amount was eventually fully paid to the government on the 28th day of May 2015, thereby concluding the sale of the property from the government to the company. Since the completion of payments, the property no longer belongs to the Lagos State government, as it has become the private property of the Debam Mega Solutions Limited. Upon the acquisition of the right of occupancy over the property, the company continued to be in active possession of the property through Prince and Honorable Mrs Tejuosho, that's me and my wife, who improved the property to its present state. It is important to state that the improvements you are seeing on the property today that is being referred to by this government as Deputy Speaker's official residence was constructed by us. The meaning of which is that what basically we obtained from the government was parcel of land for $1 million US, 150 million naira equivalent. Since the acquisition of the property, Debam Mega Solutions Limited enjoyed quiet and undisturbed possession of the property until about 11 a.m. on Friday, the 3rd of November 2017, 8 years after, when policemen from the office of the Lagos State Governor, led by one Mr. D. Abutu, without an order of court, invaded the property, evicted some of the occupants, and imprisoned the others, who have remained imprisoned since. Also, the property was sealed since the 3rd day of November 2017 with first police officers stationed within and outside the premises, with my daughter and other aides inside. On Monday, the 6th of November 2017, the police officers extended their unprecedented, ignominious conduct to horrifying proportions when acting on the specific instructions of the Lagos State Governor. According to them, broke the doors and walls of the house in Gestapo style. They also vandalized the property and harassed the children who are occupying it and who had been imprisoned in the house since the 3rd day of November 2017. As at now, some of our properties have been pilfered. Contrary to the lies being peddled by the Lagos State government that the building is the official residence of the Deputy Speaker of the State House of Assembly, the two previous Deputy Speakers before my wife, Honorable Mrs Funmilayo Tejousho, were Farouk Oshodi and Tung Adeniran, whilst the two after her were Bola Badmos and Kolawole Taiwo. None of them ever lived here at number 3A Sasegbon Street. I make bold to say that no Deputy Speaker has ever lived in this property. Let them mention, if any, otherwise. A former permanent secretary in the State's Ministry of Budget, Mrs Dawodu, who is still alive today, thank God, handed the place over to us, and it was a colonial building with wooden deck that was there then. Mrs Dawodu lived in this property as at the time it was offered to us, and we were made to understand that Mrs Dawodu was the first person to be offered the property to buy, but because she could not raise the required funds, we got this next option and we accepted the offer and raised the necessary funds to buy the property. Even if my wife and I improved the property to what it is presently. Now, even if we are squatters or trespassers on number 3 Sasegbon Street, by the provisions of the Lagos State Tenancy Law, the Lagos State government ought to have obtained an order of court before hijacking the property and imprisoning the occupants. The actions of the Lagos State government amount to a resort to self-help, contrary to the laws which govern these states. Let me also state that prior to this invasion, there is an existing litigation already initiated by the company since the 3rd of August 2017, and for which the government has joined issue. The state government is fully aware of this, and the suit number is FHC/CS/1200/2007 between Debam Mega Solutions Limited versus Inspector General of Police, Lagos State Ministry of Housing, and Attorney General of Lagos State. We urge all men and women of conscience to condemn this rising tide of impunity, because we are the ones at the receiving end today. Nobody knows who is next tomorrow. My daughter, who went through the entire trauma with her 11-year-old brother locked out, is supposed to reveal her experience, but because of the trauma she's still undergoing, she declined at the last minute. She's supposed to be here with me, but she's undergoing a lot of trauma. She's distressed, and she declined to come and even say anything at this time. Okay, this is just to put the record straight. Let me assume that the governor probably is not aware of these details. Hopefully, if you are able to inform him adequately through this medium, he might reconsider his position. Before I close, let me also state that I have tried unsuccessfully to reach the governor, but hopefully when my wife returns, she will be able to access him. Again, I reinstate that 150 million naira, equivalent of $1 million US, was paid within the permissible period to purchase this property.